Good morning. My name's Ryan. Wanted to make a quick video just because of what's going on politically right now with the ICE protesters and the whole let's start pew-pewing ICE agents because they're going to enter our houses without a judicial warrant instead of an immigration warrant. First off, I did a lot of leftist activism in the past. I understand a lot of, at least, the 90s and aughts liberal activists. A lot of you were my friends. I was there. I caught a felony protesting in the United States for breaking a window. I know a lot of very radical activists from the 90s and the aughts, or knew them anyway, engaged with a lot of them. I understand the desire to change. America is not some perfect place. We have problems. We would all like to see them fixed. We have different ideas about how that should be done. And that needs to happen through the government right now. And you might not like the government right now. But that's really the best option for everybody. You don't want to make this a physical war. You really don't. You don't want the people who are leading the left right now that are trying to charge you into this Marxist utopia are either not very bright or don't care about any of you. Because the end result would be ugly if you were to somehow win, which I don't think you're going to. Not the slightest. So there's a lot of legal experts online that have no idea what they're talking about. And I'm not talking about the lawyers who have YouTube channels that are not suffering from TDS, but just talk about the issues, right? Or the legal issues. There's a lot of room for disagreement in law, including, and it's going to be adjudicated in courtrooms, whether ICE agents can enter a home with an illegal alien with a deportation order and the warrants that illegal immigrants are afforded by the law. Because if you're an illegal immigrant, by definition, you don't have constitutional rights. You don't have the same rights as a citizen by law. And it's been like that for a long time under both the left and the right, or the uniparty left and right. So that's going to be decided in law. But here's the key for the people that would be watching this video. Stop taking legal advice from politicians, talking heads on TV, influencers, and anyone who is vehemently anti anything Trump, because they have an agenda. And their agenda isn't your well-being. Because if their agenda was your well-being, they wouldn't be telling you that you can shoot federal agents. They are police. They are police and have been police under federal government for like 150 years or something like that. It's over 100. Federal agents are cops, all of them. The U.S. Treasury has police. They are police. The Department of Education has a SWAT team. They are police. We can argue about whether the Department of Education should have a SWAT team or not. Fair enough. But we shouldn't be arguing about whether you can pew-pew them. You can't. And if you think there's enough of you that are foolish enough and willing to do that you're going to somehow overthrow the government, you need to get some help. Because that's not the case. What these people are doing are trying to use you as useful idiots to cause enough chaos to destabilize our government so they can take power. They're willing to sacrifice you, your freedom, or your life so that they may have more power. And some of them might actually think that what they're doing is good, that what they're trying to accomplish is a righteous thing. I understand people can be dumb and well-meaning at the same time. I've been that person. The folly of youth is what it is. But a lot of them don't give one flying screw of you. Not if they're telling you that you can shoot the police of any kind, state, federal, local, university, Department of Education. They don't care about you. And they don't know the law. If you think Mayor Fry of Minneapolis is a legal expert, I've watched what he said, and I'm no legal expert, but I watch enough of LawTube to know that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I also know he doesn't care about you. He cares about Fry and his buddies. And he'll throw you under the bus in a heartbeat. And that's really, if you try pulling that, you don't want to pull out a gun. You don't want to have a gun near your hand or even visible if federal agents are raiding your house, or the police for that matter. That's a good way to get shot, and generally nobody's getting in trouble for shooting somebody who's grabbing a gun when the federal agents are coming in screaming police. So if you don't end up getting ended, you could be seriously, grievously wounded for the rest of your life, and then you go to prison. There is no world where you can shoot the police, federal agents, right now executing what is currently a legal warrant. Under the law, as of right now, they can enter your house if they believe there's an illegal alien there with an immigration warrant and a deportation order. And you don't get to shoot them. That's not how it works. You're just sacrificing yourself to destabilize the government because you think a Marxist revolution and, like, I don't know, installing Newsom, the loses so many billions of dollars, he's the biggest thief in the world right now, and you want to elect him president and think things are going to get better? They're not. But if that's what you want, you might want to try to go the legal route. And you might want to try to do the peaceful protesting route. Because blocking federal agents from doing their job is a crime. And there's going to be more and more cops coming. More and more people are going to start getting arrested for this. You don't want to live in America with a felony on your record, even if it's for just breaking a window. Never mind fight with the cops. You don't have any idea what you're doing. And the people giving you this legal advice have no idea what they're talking about. I suggest you look more into LawTube. Robert Gouvier does a really good analysis of what's going on legally and politically right now. The Andrew Branca show is excellent. That he's going over all the stuff every day, like when there's a new, Supreme Court ruling, and he goes through and talks about the law and the history of the law and why it is what it is. Do more of that and less violent revolutionary. It's going to work out a lot better for you. If you don't want tyranny in the streets, if you think Trump's a tyrant, then stop trying to give him an excuse to deploy the military. Because if you start shooting cops and federal agents can't do their job, you are giving him the legal authority to send in the army. And then you start shooting at them, guess what? They can shoot back. You're creating the tyranny because you don't want to play by the rules. Despite your claims of being pro-democracy, you really don't care because, quite frankly, you lost the election. And instead of trying to work through it politically, you're trying to have a violent revolution. And it's not going to work out well for anyone. Nobody wants this. The people who do are a small amount, and they're brainwashing people with constant lies and constant emotional manipulation, and they're leading you down the path to hell. Don't do it. Don't buy it. I ain't mad at any of you guys. I want everybody to just chill out. Let's do things politically. Let's try to make the country better. And we'll all have better lives for it, okay? I don't want any of you to get hurt. I don't want any of you to spend the rest of your life in prison if you're not hurting little kids and you're not hurting people and everything else. I want you to have a good life. We could talk about the details later, but I'm not against you. But what a lot of the radical left is doing right now is insane, and it doesn't end well. Peace to the peaceful, love to the good people out there. Today could be a great day. Get out, make something happen, do something cool. Make life better. Be well. God bless.